So, good morning, everyone. To our listeners today, I have a very special guest who I've had the pleasure of getting to know over the past year. She was already on her own personal journey of transformation when we met, and it's truly been an amazing accomplishment watching you unfold into this new, empowered woman living a life full of purpose. She describes herself as a multi-passionate entrepreneur with the main focus of achieving a goal of curing the epidemic of loneliness, which oftentimes is the root cause of underlying pain in people and perhaps depression as well. People don't feel like they belong today, and that's a big problem. And we've done some longevity studies on populations around the world of what makes people live to be well over 120. And it's not diet, it's not exercise, it's not these other things. The number one is community, which is absolutely astounding. Okay. In 2016, she began living a life completely free from alcohol by realizing that booze was not serving her and actually preventing her from living her best life. She believes in living out loud and is proud of her choice to be authentically alcohol free. She's the founder and chief connector at Co-Work Waldo. She is also the co-founder and president of KC Co-Working Alliance. Did I say those correctly? Did I say those correctly, Melissa? Okay.
Yes, yeah. I'm actually just the immediate past president of the Kansas City Co-Working Alliance, but yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Her new passion, her newfound passion is connecting the community. Okay. And with her new Sands Bar of KC, I'd like to warm welcoming and thank you for joining us this morning, Melissa.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So could you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, so you kind of summed it up. You know, I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur, so I have multiple businesses, and I'm always coming up with new ideas, trying not to pursue every single one of them. It's kind of one of my issues. But yeah, most of my business ideas usually come from a pain point that I've had somewhere along the line. And that's how co-working started, how Co-Work Waldo started, because I was working from home and I was really feeling the loneliness of that isolation that working from home gives. Sometimes there's benefits to working from home, but for a person that needs to be around other people, that can be a detriment. So that's why I started Co-Work Waldo. And then in 2016, decided to give up alcohol. And again, from the perspective of one of my biggest fears of giving up alcohol was that I would lose my friends and my community and my social outlets. And what I found after I gave up alcohol was that the world is really made for people who drink alcohol. It's just period, end of story. It's everywhere, every social event. It's the main focus. And so I, again, from a pain point, of that, I decided to open up Sands Bar, Kansas City, and really create a safe and inclusive and sensitive space for people who want to not drink, whether it be just for one night or for multiple nights, or for the rest of their life. I have, through this journey and working with you, Dr. Roberts, have also really focused on my health and just really getting my vitality back and finding out exactly what was causing me some issues health-wise and focusing on that. And I call myself a yogi because I do yoga at least 6 times a week, if not more. I guess you could only do 7 times a week. And I just try to focus on managing my health and my stress level and my mental health. So, yeah.
Awesome. And as a physician, I do not condone self-sabotaging behaviors such as drinking, and alcohol is probably the number one most self-sabotaging behavior here in America. And unfortunately, people know of alcohol poisoning, but they never heard of carrot poisoning or broccoli poisoning.
Yeah.
Connections together, right? And alcohol is there so you never achieve anything. And what you're pointing out about society is it's made to drink, it's made to, made to do all this, but that's an illusion. And humans today are very disconnected. People are all over with Facebook. They got friends. They're looking for likes, instead of actually sitting down and having a meaningful conversation with a person and actually a physical hug. There's a big difference between those two. So alcohol is there to keep you from achieving anything, right? Okay, so good on you for recognizing that and kicking that to the curb. So in striving for this dream to build a community, and again, that's the number one for longevity. You created the Sands Bar of Kansas City. Okay, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure, sure. So Sands Bar was originally started in Austin, Texas, and I found out about it on Instagram and connected with Chris Marshall, the original founder, and told him that I wanted to bring it to Kansas City. And what we are doing right now, we started with New Year's Eve, doing pop-up events throughout Kansas City in different locations, usually once a month or once every 6 weeks or so. And what the events will do, we will serve alcohol-free, handcrafted alcohol-free drinks, and there'll be different drinks at each event. And we don't call them mocktails because that's actually mocking them. You know, they are very, I would say upscale, maybe is not the right word, but very unique. And even the names that we have are very unique and very meaningful. For instance, at our New Year's Eve bash, we had the Phoenix, and it was actually made from sour lemon beverages, activated orange, apple cider vinegar, which had activated charcoal in it. So, you know, it's very, it kind of comes full circle. That's the Phoenix rising from the ashes, you know. So we'll have unique handcrafted alcohol-free drinks. Yeah, we will always have live music or some sort of other entertainment that's fun. And then we call it authentic, you know, conscious connections. We really want people to come out and to be able to connect with each other, because as you know, you're stating, and what I've experienced, disconnection, but just in general, we are all dealing with some sort of disconnection from other people and from ourselves, is to help people connect with each other and to find like-minded people so that beyond Sands Bar, they can continue to socialize and to have support for wherever they are in their lives.
Excellent. I love that. I love that. That's fantastic. And connecting, you know, authentically is powerful. You know, authentic, when people come in without this artificial, you know, stigma that we have to have booze to be happy. And that is, it's devastating. Okay. The literature is very clear. Alcohol causes a number of problems in people. And, you know, it's really awesome to have a nice connection where you can come in and truly be yourself and, you know, a judgmental free, authentic area. Awesome. So I also know you have a big event on Saturday coming up.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you mind sharing with us what's going on?
Yeah, so Saturday is our Sands Bar Kansas City event. We are calling it the Valentine's Booze Free Bash. And it is going to be in the Crossroads at Williams Way event space, about 19th and Central. And we've got a really fun band, Mark Krause and the Accidents. They'll be playing live music. We'll also have some music in between. Again, we'll have handcrafted alcohol-free drinks and some new people for you to meet. So we'd love for everybody to come out. Tickets are $20 at sandsbarkc.com. And that's pretty much the gist of it. It's very simple and with the main focus of helping people connect with each other.
Awesome. Awesome. And again, so that's, can you say that website one more time? Sands?
Sure. It's sandsbarkc.com. So Sands means without. So it's without alcohol, obviously. So sandsbarkc.com.
Awesome. Love it. Like I said, community is more necessary than ever. Today, some of the latest statistics with people is 1 out of 2 adults in our country today have major depression. 1 out of 2. So the more connections we can make and the more friendships we can make authentically, drug and alcohol free, being present in that state is truly what we need to do is we need to start a ripple and get this going. So
yeah, definitely.
alcohol, yeah, here's a little bit of some interesting things. Alcohol actually comes from the Arabic word for al-kul, okay? And that means body eating spirit.
Ooh, that doesn't sound very good.
No.
That doesn't sound good at all.
Yeah, no. So again, alcohol is proven to cause cancer, okay? Proven to cause brain damage, even in moderation, okay? Proven to shorten lifespan. These are all literature. Proven to cause depression, schizophrenic, and a wide range of mental disorders.
Right.
So again, who wants to be with that crowd, right?
Right. And when I was drinking, I knew all of that. I knew that it wasn't good. And I think that's part of the illusion that alcohol gives us is that you may even know that it's causing you harmful effects in your physical health and your mental health. But because it's an addictive neurotoxin, because it's so prevalent in our society, it's so easy to get caught up in its trap, And the one thing I'll just say is that if you are caught up in its trap, know that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with the person who may be struggling with it, because that's what it's designed for. It's designed to do this. So it's not the person. They're not broken. There's nothing wrong with them. It's the actual drug, alcohol. So that's just something for people to keep in mind and not feel so bad when they are struggling with it.
Yeah. And another good point on that is, you're right. Everything in our society seems to be lubricated to get in the ground as quickly as possible. And when you decide to make better choices, starting with loving yourself, okay? Starting with loving yourself. If you truly know what it's like to love yourself, you're not going to poison yourself, plain and simple. When you love yourself, you're going to choose to eat clean. You're going to choose to be around company, around people that make you feel good, that make you feel empowered, that make you feel appreciated. And when you really love yourself, it's much easier to make those choices on making the right choices and deciding what you're going to put in your body and what you're not going to put in your body. So again, you kind of break away from the stigmatism, get away from the media, get away from all the wine encouraging, you can't love yourself. You can't really have fun without booze. I mean, that's just all garbage. And you got to break away from that and start to love yourself, and you can really accomplish great things once you do that. Once you start loving yourself,
definitely.
Yeah, once you start loving yourself and you realize that you are worthy of more, the healing process begins right there.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of you. So I am very proud of you for developing this kind of organization that with the authentic message of come connect as human, because that is so missing today. Okay. So well done.
Thank you.
Now, Melissa, was there anything else you wanted to add?
The only other thing I'll add is that Sandbar, Kansas City is just the beginning of ways that we'll be developing for people to connect alcohol free. So we also have a support group through Hip Sobriety, and it is for women who are sober or sober curious is the other term that I use a lot. It's just somebody who's thinking about their relationship with alcohol. So we have that on the first Thursday of every month at Yoga Patch. I'm going to be developing a business networking group, not business networking and support groups for people. Again, just alcohol free.
Awesome. Well,
and then retreats and inspirational programs are some of the other things in the work. So we start. So yeah, that's all.
Awesome. Well, very good. Well, thank you for joining us
And
today.
that's all.
Okay. Thank you
Still
for all
there?
the wonderful information. Yeah. Yeah. I'm still here.
All right. Not still there.
I can
Little
still
bit,
hear
I
you.
think.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. I can still hear you.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us, giving us wonderful information. Okay. I'm going to definitely pass this out to our patients here because we definitely need that connection. People, like I said, the Human Longevity Project, which was a big scientific study that reviewed all the blue zone areas across the globe, people that always lived to be over 120. And when they asked collaboratively what was the number one, it, again, was community. So I full-heartedly endorse this. I think you're doing wonderful things. And I'm looking forward to seeing this continue to grow.
Yeah.